Good afternoon, good evening, good evening, good evening to each and every one of you that's joining us tonight for the My Pain, My Progress, My Purpose. Go ahead and hit the share button on tonight and also comment to let us know that you are in the building, that you're watching us live, whether you are live with us right here on Facebook or even on YouTube. We're super excited to have you join us for the second time around, the second show, My Pain, My Progress, My Purpose. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jabrina Speaks, and I am the host of this event on tonight. And every first and third Thursdays, I'll be bringing some ladies on to share their story. We know that we all go through pain at some point of our lives. We know that there is a progress and a proceed and a procedure that we would have to go through. But then we also know that there is purpose behind the pain that we might share, that God may have us to go through. And only I'm going to say this, but only the ones that are moving in their calling will know how to find purpose in the pain. So I am super excited on tonight. I'm super excited to have all of you that are watching. Again, if you have not shared this live, please share this live right now before we get started. Mavis, before I introduce you, but I say your name, Mavis, have you been able to go ahead and share this live? I know that you say you want to share it. So I wanted to know. Hello, Pebbles. Hello, Tina, for joining us. If you have not given StreamYard permission to share your name, please go in and do that. There was a little link that you can click. So it says Facebook user for some people, and then it also shows the name of individuals that are joining us. So I can only shout out the names that I see, but we thank each and every one of you for joining us on tonight for the second time around, for the second show of the My Pain, My Progress, My Purpose. And tonight, I am super excited to have the amazing Miss Mavis Harper joining me in the showroom in the chat box. If you didn't know, it's called the chat box. This is the chat box because we'll be giving some great nuggets. So Mavis,
Hey, Miss Jabrina Speaks and everyone else who's out there joining us. Thank you for having me this evening.
Absolutely. How are you?
I'm well. Enjoying the rain, the weather, and everything else. So, I went to the beach earlier, so
that's my favorite place. Favorite place.
I got a good rejuvenation out there.
Okay, throw the rewords out. You see this 31 day of read. If you did not know, I'm going to go ahead and sell my book on here. But if you did not know, I am an author of a journal, a 31 days devotional journal called the 31 Days of Read. And Mavis just threw out a reword, and she said she went to the beach to rejuvenate herself. So so I'm super excited to have Miss Mavis Harper in the chat box on tonight with me, Jabrina Speaks. And tonight, Mavis is going to share some part of her life where she had endured some pain, but also how she took that pain, and there was a progress that she had to go through. And in the midst of it all, she was able to birth purpose from all of that. So again, my name is Jabrina Speaks. I have Miss Mavis Harper here from Hope Advancement Group. So she's going to tell you about this group, and it's going to all work together for her good because it was a part of her purpose that she'll share with you. So Mavis, do you want to sing now?
See, y'all, Jabrina's trying to make me sing because earlier, right before we got on, I did a little, not even a whole verse, but I said, tragedies are commonplace. All kinds of diseases. People are slipping away.
Wow.
Economy's down. People can't get enough pay. And I'm going to stop. But as for me, all I can say is thank you, Lord, for all you've done for me.
That's wow. Thank you.
So that's part of my pain. And I thank you, Lord, for all that you've done for me.
Wow. Listen, y'all, we about to go to church and we just getting started. We only about 4 minutes in, Mavis. So Mavis, We
Yes.
are the first P that we are going to discuss on tonight is, can you tell the audience, everybody that's watching, the pain that you had to endure, some part of your life? Can you tell us about that pain?
Well, the pain that started hope. I will go with that. Well, first, hope was a vision that God gave me back in 2007 when I was driving a bus. I was on a route, just started writing down stuff, and the word hope just kept coming to me, kept coming to me. And for the word hope, I ended up getting other letters from it. I mean, other words, which stood for helping other people excel.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote it down, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna start this organization called Hope Advancement Group, helping other people excel. And with doing that, I'm gonna make sure that it's gonna help ex-offenders, it's gonna help runaways, it's gonna help homeless people, women,
Mm-hmm.
men, children. Um, and the reason I wanted to do it because my mom, she always helped everyone. Anyone that's
Mm-hmm.
on this live right now can attest to it. My mom, she helped whomever, whenever,
Mm-hmm.
whether it was feeding them, housing them, taking them to doctor's appointments, no matter what the case is, she helped them. And I sat on it on hope from 2007 up until 2019 until she passed. When I came up with the name was available. By the time I got ready to finally birth it, the name was still available. After
Mm-hmm.
all those years, from 2007 all the way until 2019 when she passed. Um,
2007 to 2019.
yes,
So we're
when
gonna
she
let
passed.
somebody know
I'm
what
sorry, 2020, my mom passed. 2020, she passed away.
2020. So from
Yeah,
2007 until 2020, God had given you a name, and you had not birthed it yet. But when you got ready to bring it to life, it was still available.
correct. Yep.
So that I want to pin, put a pin right there, and let
Okay.
somebody know right now that what God has for you is gonna always be for you.
Yes, indeed. Because it was
Because you
still
went
available.
from 2007 to
Sitting on it.
to 2020, and nobody had purchased the name that God had given you.
Nope. No one.
So tonight we want to remind somebody that what God has for you will always be for you. But
Absolutely.
you have to make sure that you trust and believe what he's telling you so you can do what he needs to do. Go ahead,
Absolutely.
Mavis.
So yeah, so it was still available, right? And I'm like, oh wow. So anybody who knows or whoever tried to start or LLC or any type of nonprofit, you know, in the state of Florida, whatever state, you have to have it approved. Make sure that name is available through Sunbiz. When I went on there, it was still available. By the time my mom passed, you know, I was hurt, but I was also grateful that my mom was no longer suffering. My mom was 85 years old. She she suffered from a lot of ailments, from high blood pressure to diabetes and
Mhm.
all type of stuff. And she had been in and out the hospital so much. She was on dialysis.
Mhm.
Such a sweet spirit. And after she passed, that's when I was like, you know what, I got to do it, because this is something that my mom would have done. She always provided people hope. She always just did so much for everybody. And
Mhm.
I always picked up on that same I picked up that same spirit as she had, to always want to just help people regardless to what it is. And you know what? The funny thing is, at times, I even know that some people don't deserve the help, right?
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I'm still obedient to God,
Mhm.
because that's just
Mhm.
how God works. And at
Mhm.
times, He will do that in order to teach not me a lesson, but the person a lesson who's mismanaging that blessing that He's providing to them. So at
Amen.
times I know that they shooting all type of game. Oh yeah, because I need this, because this happening, that's happening. It
Mhm.
don't bother me. You know what I do? I
You
be like,
still
you know what?
serve.
That's right. Because that's what God has me here for. That's my purpose, to help other people excel. So it didn't bother me. So it
Okay.
doesn't bother me, and I still
Mhm.
do it. My mom was the same way. Like I said, she'll take in anybody. She'll take in you. She'll take in your mama. She'll take in
Mhm.
your children. She'll take in anybody. I'm the
Mhm.
same way. If God bless me right now with a 20-bedroom home,
Mhm.
girl, I have everybody living up in there off the street. Anybody who needs them, I'll be right there picking them up, trying to help them. So
Uh-huh.
in the midst of my mom passing, that's what made me finally say, you know what? I'm going to finally work in it. Also with the help of other people. Some
Mhm.
are still around, some are no longer around, but I still appreciate the service that they provided in order to help me, get it off the ground, and everything that they've imparted in me.
Okay, so we're going to stop right there, Mavis, because we are in the process. We're telling them about your pain. So your pain came from what?
From my mother's death.
From your mother's death.
From my mother's death, yes.
Okay, so if you're just logging on, we're here with the beautiful Mavis Hopper from Hope Advancement Group, and she is right now telling us about her pain. What pain did she endure during her lifetime right now? And it was the pain from losing a mother. Can you, if there was one word to describe the pain you felt, what would it be?
Oh, numb. I was completely numb at first. I knew it was going to happen, but I was still numb. I didn't know how to feel, to be honest with you. It hit me when I first heard the news, but it still didn't hit me until after the fact, until after she had already been buried and everything. And that's when it finally hit me. And don't get me wrong, now I had experienced other pains in my life, but it still wasn't enough to push me into birth and hope. It was just enough pain to make me be like, you know what, God still got me. You know what I'm saying? Well, there was pain from lost friendships, a pain from relationships, a pain from when I was going through, whether it was marriage, whatever the case may have been. It still wasn't the pain that was used in order to get me to the point where I'm at now. It was that death of my mom and her passing away. And I think it hurt me so bad because we were unable to see her in a hospital. She had been hospitalized. COVID was at the highest peak because it had just started, being made known or whatever. So we were unable to go out to the hospitals. We were unable to visit her. So from the time she was hospitalized, all those weeks or whatever, we were unable to see her again until it was time for the wake. And it was very painful. It was hurtful. And it was unbelievable. So I was numb, not being able to just be there for her, because my mom, she loved family. She loved people. She loved being around other people. And for her to be in that hospital by herself, it was very painful for me. It was very, very painful.
Yeah. Wow. So if there is, and I'm sure there will be, or whether they're watching now or they'll go back and they'll watch, for someone that may have just lost their mother, they are in their painful place right now. What words of encouragement could you give them if somebody is saying, I'm in my pain right now. I'm in my pain, and I'm at a place that Mavis, the lady that's talking right now, once was. How did she get through that? Because right now we're on pain. We're gonna get to the progress, but we're on pain right now. So if you could share with the person that may have just lost their mother or have not gotten to that place of being able to grieve properly, what could you tell them right now today?
It may sound a little indelicate. I would say my word would be acceptance, because one thing about it is nothing you can do. It's nothing you can do. And I had to eventually just accept it and realize that it is nothing that I could have done to change things. It's nothing that I could not have loved her no more that would have kept her here. I could not have done no more that could have kept her here. Acceptance. I know even friends now that are still dealing with the death of parents. I have a girlfriend that's on here now that's watching, who's dealing with the death of her mother. And it's been years now. And my word to you, my one word is acceptance. Because one thing about it, as cliche as it may sound, God doesn't make a mistake. He doesn't make no mistakes. And it's a reason for it. Don't give up. Continue to have your faith and know that it had to happen. And it may sound hard, but that's just that's the grim reality of it. It's something that I had to accept, and me accepting it helped me deal with it better, because at first I couldn't talk about my mom without crying. I couldn't talk about her. I take off my glasses. I have so much comfort in knowing that it was all in the will of God, to the point where, when I cry because I just miss her, not because, she's gone. No, I just miss her presence. I miss her smell. I miss her I miss her smile. I miss her coming over here singing with me because she used to like singing the song. I sung a little verse at her funeral, and it was "Walk with Me, Lord." So she used to always like singing "Walk with me, Lord, walk with me." So I when I get down in my spirit or whatever, I be in the shower. Sometimes my husband don't know, my kids don't know, and I get in the shower and I just cry. And I'll be like, Lord, I thank you for still giving me this relief, even though it was hard to accept. Someone said it's hard to accept. It's hard to accept. But that's one thing that we all have to do. We're going to be here and we're going to leave.
It's only our passing place.
Yeah. And God gave her more than what the Bible spoke of, because he said 70. And she was able to live to get beyond that 15. Was able to get 15 years beyond that. So wow. I thank God for it. And I pray that he blessed me to get old age, and I pray that whatever pain that my death caused, my children, I pray that they can progress from it and find purpose in it as well.
Wow. That's good. And it is hard to accept. But once we know that this is only our passing place, and that we're not going to be here forever, we begin to live with our loved ones that are still living with, we live with them. We just don't exist with them. Of course, I lost my dad going into 7 years. And like you said, it was like, what? Yeah. But I had to accept the fact that he would no longer be here anymore. But I'm grateful for the time God gave me and that I did right by him, with him, throughout the timing. So there was no regrets to, I wish I could have, there was none of that. It was, I did what he asked me to do as his daughter. So thank you for sharing your pain with us. Now,
and Jabrina, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. No, if someone out there, if you're listening, if you're watching, if you're just passing by and you get these words right here, if you don't have a relationship with your mother or you're at odds or whatever the case is, just pray about it. Okay. Because as parents, no one is perfect. We're not perfect, but I do thank God that he gave me the opportunity to learn from her. And that was love. He taught me how to love. She taught me how to love. God taught me how to love through her and how to forgive people, because she was a very forgiving person. And I thank God for blessing me with that spirit. So, anyone out there, again, just to reiterate, if you're just passing by listening, forgive, pray about it, forgive, and try to move on with it. Okay.
That's good. So we have hit the pain, and now we are going to move right on to the progress of this thing, because we know that you couldn't stay in the painful place. You could not stay there too long. Yeah, it hurts, but you can't stay there. You gotta have a progress. You gotta begin to move forward where life is taking you, where God is taking you. So could you tell us about your progress stage?
Okay. Well, I like to start stuff off with like a little cliche or a quote. And mine is that little saying that don't confuse motion with progress, because a rocking horse will move all day long, going back and forth, back and forth. And by the time you come back an hour later, they haven't got nowhere. They're just in that same spot. No progress.
Good, Mavis. That's good.
It's like trying to run a 5K, but you just jogging in space. Not going to accomplish anything. So, you gotta, it's important to make progress in all that you do, because me sitting on hope from 2007 up until 19, I had it, but I made no progress with it. Me telling people, oh yeah, I got this great idea. I got this great vision that God gave me. Yet I'm just sitting, I was a rocking horse. I was just sitting there and not making no type of progress. So to confuse motion with progress is a very, it's a grim thing to do. It's the demise of the vision that God has given you. So if God gives you that vision, try your best to make progress with it. A lot of people like to define progress as material things. Yeah, I could brag about, oh yeah, I got this degree, I got that degree. Oh, I have this, I make this much money, I've accomplished this, I've accomplished that. That's not making progress. Not when you are here for a purpose. Because I could go buy all the pocketbooks I want to. What type of business is that serving other people? You know what I'm saying? You want to be
Mm-hmm.
able to stay focused on the plan that you have. So me having a well-paying job and me having degrees and me having children and a husband, a house to live in, it still didn't mean that I was making progress in my life, not the
Mm-hmm.
progress that God gave me, not the
Mm-hmm.
vision that he gave me. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't making no progress with it. So to get those things confused is a grim reality of the vision.
And you know what? Thank God for you anyway, that God didn't, because he loves us enough to give us the ideas, right?
Right.
But if we don't do what he's asked us to do, he'll make sure somebody else does.
That's right.
So thank God that he had given you enough time to do what he asked you to do, because if you did it, somebody else would have gotten hope eventually.
Yes.
And then you would have been sitting saying, I had that idea. Like, I had that. Like, I remember God gave me that. And he said, but you didn't do what I asked you to do.
That's right.
You didn't do what I asked you to do. You sat on it. You think I need you to sit on the gift I gave you for you? I need you to do that so then you can help the people I need you to serve.
That's right.
But thank God, like somebody said, his grace and his mercy.
His grace
Kept it right there for Mavis.
Absolutely.
And thank God Mavis tapped into it. He used the pain to make you awaken your spirit again. Because you said from 2007, you began to do notes on it.
Yeah.
You saw what he was doing, but you probably didn't get everything that he was doing because you had hope for something else in a sense.
Yes.
But it all came together for your good when, unfortunately, when mom went to go be with him. Yes. So then you were able to say, well, God, I thank you. But because see, if you didn't move when you were supposed to move, and he gave you that time,
it would have been it.
He'll give you the time that you need. So like you say, you can't keep doing this and don't eventually do this.
Exactly.
You can't, I can rock back and forth. But if I don't do what I need to do, then me rocking ain't serving his people.
Not at all.
So I wanted to give somebody that nugget because you had from 2007 to 2020 to get it all together. If you couldn't have went another year without birthing what he asked you to birth.
No,
not at all. What you needed. That progress is it's amazing. We don't understand it. Matter of fact, some of our progress looks like mess because we trying to put the pieces all together. But look how God loves you enough. I gave words of encouragement to a friend of mine that lost her mom. The funeral was, I think, January 8th. And when they asked me to give words of encouragement, I said, wait a second, at a homegoing service? Y'all want me to come and speak? And I kept saying, God, what would you give me? Like, I need to know because this is my first like getting up there doing a whole service. But God gave me what I needed to do what I needed to do. Right. And I told them that God would turn your frown upside down.
Daddy will.
And I gave them the stages of grief and how he does that. And I said, you gotta pray through the pain. You gotta push through the pain. You have to have progress through the pain because that's the only way you're gonna birth the purpose he gave you. So I'm excited to hear that progress that you just shared with us. Like that quote that you gave about that motion, that was good. Don't confuse motion
with progress.
That's
right. And like Denise said, a young lady Denise just had stated on here, faith without work is dead. And it's true. Because we can't expect, okay, God to just drop it in our minds, drop it in our heart, drop it in our spirit, and we do nothing with it. Oh Lord, I know you're gonna do it for me. I know you're gonna do it. He's like, I done did it. All you gotta do is take off with it.
Where's the word?
Exactly. You want to just sit there. Okay, now when he give it to you, what you gonna do? You just still gonna sit there. You're gonna lose it. Then it's gonna be in vain. So he can't just sit up here and waste all his givings, his blessings, his grace, his mercies on you. And I'm just gonna sit here. I ain't gonna do nothing, child. God gave it to me, but I'm just gonna still wait. No, we can't do it. We just can't.
You can't. Because guess what? That is almost like a slap back in his face.
Absolutely.
I gave you what you needed, as Denise mentioned, but you got to go do the work.
That's right.
It doesn't happen that way. So you talked about the progress. Do you have anything else you would like to share about your progress?
Yes, I would. And ladies, gentlemen, whomever that's listening, regarding progress, even when you start, it may not be where you want it to be at. You know what I'm saying? You may not take, some people just start and they boom, it just take off. Others, you got to put in a little more work. You got to put in a little more sweat. You got to put in a little more sweat equity, more tears, whatever it may be. You got to find, sometimes it's the support. You got to find the right support. You got to find those that's going to believe in you, that's going to trust in your vision, that's going to be right there side by side. I have some riders, I got some riders that they going to be right there as one of them say, till the wheels fall off. They'll be right there no matter what. You know what I'm saying? I got some family members that'll be right there till the wheels fall off. And then you know what? And that's the same way I'm with other people as well. And it's always reciprocated back. And I thank God for that. So even if your progress is not where you feel it should be, don't stop. But what you can't do is just sit there. You can't just sit there. Is hope where I really wanted to be? Of course not. My vision for hope is so far beyond me providing self-care gifts, kids to ladies, or passing out turkeys or collecting food. It's so, the vision that God gave me is massive. It's so beyond that. But I pray that God allows it to come to pass with the vision that he gave me. I pray that he makes it happen that way so I can reach a multitude of people, not just them 5. But guess what? I always tell Lord, if it's just them 5 that you intend for me to reach, if it save their life and it get them on track, I'm fine with it. You understand?
And you know what? You said something not too long ago about that progress. Because sometimes we get confused. Sometimes we get discouraged.
Yes.
Sometimes we're trying to figure out, God, why is this happening to me? But it's because you can't look at my progress and think your progress need to be the same way. We are progressing on 2 different levels, but as long as we get to the mark God has for us,
that's all that matters.
It may take me 5 years to get to where you at, but as long as I keep moving in the progress, I don't have to worry. If I keep my eye on him, from the pain that I had to birth the progress to get to my purpose, I don't have to worry about what anybody else is doing.
Absolutely.
And you said, listen, y'all, for somebody that may need to hear this, don't look at your neighbor's progress.
Don't.
Because you will find yourself back in pain trying to keep up with their progress.
Yeah.
You gonna be trying to figure out, God, why me? I don't know. Did you forget? No, he didn't. He said, trust me in the progress.
That's right.
Because in the progress, there's process. You gotta, there's some processing that you gotta get going.
Absolutely.
In the progress, there is a process to get to your purpose.
Yes.
But it was all birthed possibly from a painful place.
That's right. And you know what? In addition to that, just not to keep y'all know I'm long-winded, so you gotta tell me to ring bell.
Listen, okay, y'all. If you guys, ladies and gentlemen, are having a good time and you're enjoying this, make sure that you are commenting. Make sure you are hitting the like and love in this on our live right now. Again, I have Mavis Hopper from Hope Advancement Group. She is sharing her pain, her progress, and her purpose. And I pray that this is helping someone somewhere around this world. We are live right here on Facebook and also on YouTube. So if you If this is resonating with you, share it on your page. Let somebody know that we're here and that we're just having a great conversation in the chat box with me, Jabrina Speaks. Go ahead, Mavis.
What I also wanted to say, like what you were saying about, when we said don't compare your progress with someone else's, because I have some ladies that'll call me and they'll be like, oh, can you help me write this up? Can you help me? I like to write. For those who don't know that, I love writing. I love proofreading. If you need anything proofread or you need something written, if I can help you with it, I don't mind. That's what I do. But I had one young lady was like, oh, well, how is it that you just started this and you're doing that already? And I've been doing this for 10 years and I can't even get this. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You just can't. If you need help, just ask. Don't compare yourself, because you know what? I found myself doing that at one point. I'll never forget when I first started driving buses. It was 2002, but I was determined not to keep driving. I was like, oh, this ain't for me. I got to finish school. Because my sister friends, when Keisha and them, as soon as they got out of high school, they started going to Miami-Dade College and all that type stuff. And I was a little
Shout out to Keisha. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was still a little gangster, so I wasn't into all that. I was still trying to, do this and do that and all that other stuff. But after time went on, at so much time, I'm like, dang, I've wasted so many years doing absolutely nothing. It literally took me 8 years to get a 4-year degree. 8 years to get a 4-year degree. And then after I finally got serious about it and I had to change my mindset first. Let me first just say that. You have to change your mindset about things.
Shifting your mindset will shift your world.
Bingo. You can't stay in that same mindset and just expect God to throw all these visions and put people in your path that's going to get you on that track. Because if you don't have the right mind to receive it, it's like speaking another language that you've never heard of before. You're not going to be able to comprehend. You're not going to be able to correlate to what they're saying. So you got to change that mindset in order to get where you want to be at, especially with that progress. Because if you continue to stay in that same spot, you know what I'm saying? Where can you go? You can't go nowhere. So I'm saying that to say, don't compare yourself to no one. Change your mindset and just ask for revelations. Ask God to put the right people in your life that will help you get where He needs you to be. My prayer is never for money. Never. I will give whatever I have to whomever. My prayer is always, Lord, continue to bless me where I can be a blessing to other people. It's never for money, but God.
And for that, you'll never be broke.
And He never leaves me without, ever. And I always have enough to give her, him, or whoever else. What they do with that blessing is between them and God, not me. I've done my job and He never leaves me without. So I just wanted to make sure I share that with you also.
Wow. Well, that is good, Mavis. You have shared your pain. You have shared your progress. And now we are about to birth this purpose. We are about to share your purpose and how God is using you in this season of your life. Bless you. And how you were able to do what He has asked you to do and where you are now. So again, if you are just joining in with us in the chat box with me, Jabrina Speaks, I have the president and founder of Hope Advancement Group, right? I'm saying it right.
Yes,
Hope Advancement Group, Miss Mavis Harper. She has shared with us her pain and her progress, and now how that pain and that progress allowed her to birth her purpose. Mavis, tell us about that.
Okay, so my purpose is to help other people. That's just what it is. I'm a helper, helping other people excel, whether it's helping them start or reach their goal, help them finance their dream, help them, whatever it may be. It might just be a word of advice. It might just be a listening ear. It might be finances. It might be a ride to wherever. Regardless of what it is, that's what my purpose is, to help other people in whatever capacity that God sees fit for me to be in. It's never one thing. It's, maybe Miss Jabrina might have one thing, what I'm saying? But I don't have just one thing. I have multiple. It's a multifaceted gift that God has given me, that He has entrusted in me. to do with other people, regardless to whatever it is. So it's not one thing that I do, helping other people excel. It stems from whether it is, like I said, with children, mentoring children, whether it's praying with people, whether it's helping them financially, whether it's helping them spiritually, mentally, emotionally. It's just different things. And I just thank God for it, for giving me a purpose, to know what my purpose is. That's the main thing, to know what my purpose is. Because to live a life is, like I stated prior, is beyond material things. People will probably see me and be like, oh, she has this, she has that. Oh, she this person, she that person. No, I have some bad days too.
We are. What can you sing that part of the song? I have some good days. Go ahead, Mavis.
Which one?
I have some good days.
Wait.
I've had some bad days.
That ain't the song of Jabrina. How it goes? I've had some weary days.
Yes.
I forgot the words. You'd have made me forget the words.
And some sleepless nights.
Yeah.
But when I look around,
I look around,
things over,
all of my good
days,
yes,
outweigh my bad days, and
I won't complain.
I won't complain.
I can't complain. It get rough at times. One of my sister friends posted today. She was posted a testimony about her some progress that she made over the years, and it took me back to when I was going through some things that had me bound, and some emotional hurt and things of that nature back in 2014. But I thank God that in the midst of all of it, I say just like this. Nobody ever knew. Only a handful knew what was taking place. It never showed from my words. It never showed from my actions. It never showed from nothing I did. I still remain focused on the goal. You know what I'm saying? It ain't easy trying to fulfill purpose. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have so many obstacles. There's so many. Can you say that one more time, Mavis? It's not easy trying to fulfill that purpose. It's not easy to live in it at times, because it's like, Lord, am I really doing this right? Am I doing the right thing?
Help me, Lord. Let Mavis want to pray for me right now.
Yes, because it be hard. It's hard at times.
Yes,
and it goes beyond. You can have a person to coach you all day to say, you got this, you doing good, good. But you know what? Here, sometimes the devil will start getting into your head.
That's why you got to keep it.
Yeah, you got to keep that Ephesians. What is it, Ephesians 10? You got
to keep your mind stayed on him.
Yes, you have to. You got to keep your mind right, because a lot of times I sit and be like, Lord, am I fulfilling my purpose right? I don't want to, I had one of my sisters tell me, you don't want to pour out your oil in empty vessels like that, who are not going to appreciate it. And, when she said, I was like, you know what, you're right. And I prayed the next day, and I went on a fast, and I prayed, and I was like, Lord, I don't want to be using my oil in vain. I don't want to be using my talents and gifts to people who are not going to appreciate it. And I promise you,
help them, because you're helping somebody.
I promise you, he literally told me, you do what I tell you. What they do with it, I'll deal with them. And that's the end of it. And I never worried about it again. But my prayer still for some of those who still don't know what their purpose, what your purpose is, or what your purposes are, because you have different gifts that God gives you to use to help other people. Just like Miss Jabrina, she helps people with coaching people, coaching women, coaching, mentoring children, different things. You know what I'm saying? I listen to all the different jobs that the different hats.
I will call them gifts, Mavis. I will call them gifts.
The different gifts that she has with with dealing with children, whether they're at risk, or mentoring girls, teaching them. We don't have just one thing all the time. But I had to sit down and I was like, Lord, tell me what my purpose is. Right. And it took me back to Ephesians 2:10. You understand what I'm saying? It took me back, and I had to remember that we are all God's workmanship. I had to remember that. And it's not easy at times. It's not easy standing when you don't have that support no more. When everybody fall off and you just trying to still do it on your own, because you don't want to fail. You don't want to fail God. You don't want to fail yourself. You don't want to feel like all the things that you've invested in these people in, it's in vain. You don't want to feel like that. But those days, those days may come, but it doesn't
And they,
mean
you know what? Not that they may come,
they
they will
will
come.
come. They will come, but you don't give up on that, because
No.
you know what? I had to sit back and I had to recoup. I had to regenerate. I had to rejuvenate. I had to
31
recalculate
days of green.
things. That's right.
www.JabrinaSpeaksUS. Go ahead.
That's right. Put it in. I had to do all those reads because I was like, I started feeling so down in my spirit. I was like, Lord, I want to help these people. I want to help, whatever way that I can help. Whether it's women, whether it's children, whether it's men, even our men need help. You know what I'm saying? We can't leave them out and feel that, that they don't need that support, that mentorship, that mentorship. None of that. They need help too. And I just want to be able to continue to fulfill that purpose, even on the days that I'm feeling down in my spirit, when I don't get that support, when everybody else, half of my whole board went back to school. So my whole board, like, I got my classes in. I got one that's going in law school. I got this one finishing her business degree. I got this one that's finishing this. I got this one finishing that. My daughter went back to school, who used to do all my little graphics and videos. And I'm like, Lord, I can't do this on my own. Please find a way to continue to use me and to continue to allow me to fulfill the purpose that I know that's in me, that I know that's in me, and that I know that you have prepared me for. So I just constantly pray for that, and I do what I can when I can, and I continue to just try to help other people excel, because that's what it's all about, helping other people excel. And I just pray that God continue to use me for that reason. I pray that he continue to give me different visions to help young ladies, to help men, to help children, whatever the case is. I just want to be able to do just that right there. So ladies, men, whoever listening, don't give up on yourself. Even when those days come, when you feel like your purpose is not being appreciated, your gifts are not being appreciated, when you feel like you're being over passionate about things, don't give up, because trials come. You know how it goes. Trials come to make you strong. But we got to believe it. We can't just say these things and not believe it. And I believe every word. I believe every word that I speak. I believe every word that God has allowed me to come in contact with, whether it's through other people, whether it's in his word, whether it's through the Bible, regardless to whatever it is. I want to be able to do just that. And my prayer for you all is that God place these people in your path so you can continue to fulfill your purpose, as I pray for myself to do the same thing.
Listen, Mavis, you have given a lot. A lot. And I know we're talking about my pain, my progress, and my purpose. And I know we were at the end of the my purpose part, but you said some things that I know can help entrepreneurs, people that are working on their purpose, trying to figure out what is it that they should be doing, how they don't need to pour, not even not pouring, but making sure they're being poured back in. Because if they empty out their cups, you can't pour from an empty cup. So who's pouring back into them to make sure that they are fulfilling their purpose? So you said, I know we were talking about all of those things, but then just to kind of hear the things that you were just saying just then, for the person that logged in at the last minute, or logged in, in the process of us talking about that, they might didn't hear your pain that you had to go through when God called your mother home. They might didn't hear the progress on tonight of the steps that you had to take, the procedures that you had to do to get to where you are now. But maybe all they heard was the purpose that you shared on tonight. And it's to tell them that they got to keep going, that they got to keep pushing, that they got to keep doing the things God has called them to do. Because if they don't, then they're not fulfilling the purpose that God has given them. But then to also know that you can't pour from an empty cup. Absolutely. You can't give all of you and not get anything back to you. So I listen, Mavis, you said a lot in the end, and I'm over here like, what? Okay, help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Send the reminder in real quick.
That's right.
From Mavis to share with us, to share with all of us of the things that we can do. And somebody's asking, how can we bless her organization? I'm going to have her share that in the end of how you can bless her organization. But I am just so excited. I'm so grateful that Ms. Mavis Hopper, the president and founder of Hope Advancement Group, has shared her story with us. The pain of losing her mother only had her go through the progress of life to birth the purpose that God had for her. The whole time mother was living, mother was instilling what Mavis would need when God allowed her to birth her purpose. Mother was showing Mavis how to love thine enemy.
Absolutely.
Mother was showing Mavis how to give when she didn't want to give. Mother was showing Mavis how to take a fish and 2 loaves of bread and feed the whole neighborhood. That's what God did in Mother. So then when Mother went away, Mavis was able to do the works of Mother and God to fulfill her purpose.
Absolutely. And you know what? I seen a comment where it said people will pimp your gift. See, one thing about it, God speaks to me. You know, he speaks to me. Whether it's through people and I don't receive every word I hear now.
You better say
people come with some good stuff. But I have that discernment. That has been on me since I was a young girl. So I don't worry about what people do with the blessings I give them. I do what I'm told. I've had people to ask me, oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Can you do that? But guess what? If it ain't here to do it, I can't do it. I say no, and they might need it. But guess what? Their time is up for using people. So it won't be through me. So I don't worry about that. Only when God tells me to move, I will do it. It could be instantaneously, or I tell them, you know what, give me a couple of days. You know what, let me pray about that. Or you know what, I've had people to ask me, can you do this? Well, you know what, I can't do this, but I can do that. And I don't mind doing it. I don't worry about nobody pimping no gift because they ain't pimping me. They trying to God. And in the end, it will be repercussions. So I don't worry about that because again, I'm never without. And I literally mean that. And it's not to be boastful. I mean that with so much humility and sincerity because I know how I feel to be without. I know how it feels to have to work hard to get what you want. I've been working since I was 14 years old. My mom took ill, right? She got in a bad accident. She couldn't work no more. My father, he had moved out to California to start a church out there. I had to end up getting a job at 14 years old. So while everybody else was my friend homegirls, they was what that was. They was playing sports. They was doing this. They were doing that. Child, please. I was working at the city of Opelika purchasing department, getting paid $3.15 an hour. That's where I was at. And guess what? I know how it feels to have to work hard. So I don't worry about that. And a lot of times, y'all got to pray for that discernment because you can't worry about what people do with the blessings that you give them. If I track down everything that I've done for people, I've been went crazy. That's almost like re-gifting a gift. We had a discussion. I probably went out and brought you a $200 gift, a beautiful gift that I thought was beautiful. And guess what? I done went and re-gifted to somebody else. Can you worry about that? You can't worry about it. All you got to know that it's from a genuine place. That's it. You just got to know that it's from a genuine place. And that's all that matters. Everything else will come. Believe me when I tell you,
it will come. And I would never forget. I heard my mom say this, and it made so much sense. And then when I grew up, because like you say, you give when you are a servant, you serve. So part of serving will have you give. It'll have you give your time. It'll have you give your money. It'll have you give it'll have you giving. It'll have you giving the people that you know gonna talk about you when you give it to them. And they're going to come back and ask for you to give again.
Exactly.
Okay, but exactly. Anyway, I would never get hearing. They can't, in a sense, take advantage of what I'm willing to give.
Exactly.
So don't think that you're taking advantage of me because I am only willing to give you what God gave me to give you. Because at some point, if I don't see it, it's self don't see it because I'm over here I gotta give. Believe me, God will have you sit back and reevaluate that thing. And before
Absolutely.
you know it, no will come out your mouth. And he will be
Absolutely.
okay with the no. So
Absolutely.
you can't, they can't beat God given. And if God is using you to give it to them, they better be mindful when they do it.
That's right.
Because when that no comes, that no gonna roll so peacefully off your tongue until
Yeah.
you gonna be like, I said no. Because I always say yes. I
Mm-hmm.
always do. And God is saying, no, not in this season.
That's right.
Because if you, it's funny, I would never forget, I was asking my mom about something that helped somebody, blah, blah, blah. And she said, God ain't told me to do that yet.
You see?
God ain't told me to do that yet. God might have
That's
told you to go do that, but God ain't told me to do
right. Absolutely.
it. So back to the spirit of discernment, knowing where you supposed to be pouring anyway. Because sometimes if we pour prematurely on somebody,
That's
we
right.
have wrecked the plans that God
But
wanted
God
them
had
to learn in the first place.
in the
We
first place.
have now stepped in to be their God, and God has said, but I didn't tell you to do that.
That's right.
I didn't ask you to step in to do that for them, because if you keep doing that, you're not allowing me to do what I need to
To
do
do
in
my
their
job.
life.
That's right. That's right. It's a lesson that got to be learned in the midst of it all. You got to know when to hear that no. You got to know, KNOW, when to hear
Somebody
that
need to type that
NO.
in the box. You got
Okay,
to
you got to know
know
when you hear that no.
when
Yeah,
you
when to
hear
hear
that
that
no.
NO. And it ain't no hard feelings.
No.
I tell people no sometimes, but I'm a giver. But I'm a genuine giver. But you got to know when to tell people no. Don't, let me tell you something. Don't block your blessings by one thinking that you could be everybody God. You could go save everybody. You could do this. You could white knight syndrome. Y'all look it up. You can't be everybody white knight. You just can't. You understand what I'm saying? Because then you will find yourself being used. But again, like Jabrina and I was just saying, a lot of it comes with a mindset, a different mindset. You know what I'm saying? I ain't perfect. Anybody good? It's public records. I'm not perfect at all, but I am a change being in Christ, and I thank God for that. And some days, like I said, my faith falls short, and I be like, Lord, what am I doing? You know, are you going to send the right people? Are you going to send this? Are you going to open up this door? Are you going to open up that door? But I don't stop, because I know that if God gave it to me, he going to make sure that I fulfill it, that I continue to fulfill it until it's time for me to leave this earth, or until it's time for him to tell me that's the end of it. You understand what I'm saying? So don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Wow.
I know it's a lot of givers on here probably watching. It's a
Right.
lot of givers. Don't be
And
misled
you know what? It's
just
a lot of
because you
givers.
hear
It's a lot of entrepreneurs. I'm
a lot of
seeing some of the
entrepreneurs.
names
Yes.
that I know. And I know that at some point or sometime, again, we talked about your pain and we talked about your progress, but it was a lot of nuggets you shared in the purpose part of it. And so that really was sticking to me, because I can't see everybody's name, but you can see this says a Facebook user. So I can't see who that is right now. I'll go back and know who this is later. But it was certain things you said to remind all of us tonight about pouring and giving and making sure that we're being refueled and refilled ourselves, how we have to continue to birth the purpose God has given us, even through the pain and the progress of the things that we've gone through. So you shared, I mean, you literally, you shared a lot on tonight, but it's just great to know that we can dialogue and converse with each other and really allow people to hear your true story. This isn't a script chat box. This isn't Mavis. This is what we're going to be talking about. I don't let anybody know detail for detail what's going to go on. This is what God, I don't, I'm sorry. But I just want God to be who he is, to show up even on YouTube and on Facebook, to show people authentic conversations. We all have pain. When God gave me my pain, my progress, my purpose, it got to hit me first. I know what it is to be at a painful place and still have to progress and still fulfill my purpose, no matter what's going on. I know that my purpose is to serve and do what I'm supposed to do in the life of that he's given me. So
Right.
I let people know when it comes to sisterhood, I don't fake that. I can't pick and choose who I want to serve when the assignment is on my life. When there's an assignment
That's
on
right.
your life, you got to serve your enemy.
That's
You got
right.
to let them know, listen, it's bigger than me and you. Let me go do what God told me to do for you through me, because I'm not missing
That's
another
it.
blessing. As long as I live on this earth, I'm going to do what I need to do so I can please him in the end.
That's
And
right.
a lot of people want to pick and choose who
Yep.
they
You
gonna
can't do it.
deal with when it's time to serve their purpose. When you are blessed, when there is a gift, when there is an assignment on your life, you can't pick and choose who you want to deal with. You deal with them because God has had to deal with you in your own mess.
That's right. Absolutely. You can't. You can't do it. You can't pick and choose. In addition to that, what you were saying, Jabrina, um, with the picking and choosing, like you said, God has even used me to help my enemies. He
Huh.
has used me to help my enemies.
People
And I
you
do it.
know.
That's
It ain't what
enemies that I
nobody
know
told
of.
you.
That's the
This
thing.
not what
Enemies that he
nobody.
has shown
This
me.
not hearsay. She say,
I
"Oh, let me
know.
go." This is what you know, but this
Absolutely.
is when you know that God has had birthed hope for a reason.
For a reason. Yeah.
It ain't cause it feel good. It ain't cause it sound good. It ain't cause you around here with a smile on your face every
Okay.
day. That ain't the reason he gave you that. He gave it so you can serve his people back here on earth.
That's right. That's
Like,
right.
like you know what I mean? We've been to the beach before. You've come to several of my events. You know how I get out there and be praying and crying and slobbing all across the sand. It is what it is when it comes to the assignment that's on my life. You can like it or love it or hate it or
Amen.
don't want to be a part of it. But when it comes to what I'm supposed to be doing on this earth, I'm gonna do what God tells me to do.
That's right. Absolutely. And
Just
that's my whole goal. So, ladies,
it
and
doesn't.
don't stop. Don't
Nope.
give up. Don't give. Just pray for that discernment, though. You got to pray for that now. You can't just be going around here doing all this and all that type stuff. You got to pray for that discernment because people will use you, but you still can't worry about it. But you got to pray for that discernment because if God already told you no, don't do it. Don't just sit up there doing it because it feels good. You can't be a people pleaser. That's what I'm not gonna do.
I
I'm not
just
gonna
wrote
do
that on my
nothing.
status yesterday, I think, Mavis. I
You
said,
sure
people
did.
pleasing will get you played.
Will get you played. You can't do that. Don't
You'll
people
be
please.
mad. And it's
Don't
like,
try to
wait
follow
a
the
second.
crowd either. Oh, if I do it, that means I might be in their grace. I might be able to roll it. I don't care who you're rolling with. I don't care who you're rolling with. Because one thing about it, I give you, and I ain't got to talk to you for another 2 months. I give this person, I ain't got to see them again for like another 3 years because I'm doing what I'm instructed to do. I ain't finna call you thinking that you got to sit on the phone with me and talk to me just because I done helped you do this or I done did that or I done notarized this for you. Look at me throwing that out there. Mavis, the mobile notary, if you need a notary. But yeah, if you, I'm not doing none of that. What I do, and that's the end of it. It goes from me to you, and that's it. Never to be wrote about, never to be talked about, never to be spoken about, never to be thrown up in your face. I do it just because that's what I'm supposed to do. Not for no accolades or none of that other stuff. The only accolades I want is from God. That's it. And I ain't around here trying to, every time I do something, have a come to Jesus moment. You got to come over here and do this and let's pray. No, you know what God said? Okay, here you go. You make sure that you do what you're supposed to be doing, okay? That's the end of it. That's it.
Keisha, you said, yes, I lack discernment. I got vision, but hearing is my biggest obstacle. Stay in his face.
Yeah.
Stay in his face.
And stop listening to everybody if that's the case, because all
My
them
mom
different
did
sounds.
a Sunday sermon. Said, listen above the noise. You gotta listen above everything that could be coming your way, because the world know, the enemy know, they know what to use to keep you here. So because you are open and honest about the lack of discernment, stay in his face.
Yes.
Ask God to show you. God, show me. And then when you begin to get those, that hearing that you, or the vision that you see, you'll know which way to move. And it may hurt.
It will hurt. It
Because
will hurt.
it may be with people that you thought meant you well, or you never wanted, in a sense, to hurt their feelings, it may just happen that way. But when you start to move in discernment, you will begin to say, like, wow, I can't go everywhere. I can't do everything. I can't be around everybody because God is showing me something new. So, Keisha, we pray that God strengthen that
Yes.
discernment. We do. We pray. Me and
Yes.
Mavis connect with you. And we pray
Yes.
that God strengthen that discernment for you, because I promise you, He will. And you're going to be like, what? The first time you get the revelation that discernment was right, you're going to be like, whoa.
Yep.
I got that. So we pray that God does that for you in this season of your life. But just stay in His face. Stay in His face, and He will give you what you need. Yeah, somebody say He will let you know, I guess, the fake and the phony, but He will. And again, sometimes it may not be like Jazz said, ask God, Keisha, ask God to show you.
Ask God.
Sometimes it may not be who you want it to be.
That's right.
Sometimes it may not be who you thought it should be. Sometimes it'll flip the script on you and you don't even know which way you're going.
Turn off that noise. Turn off the noise and listen. You got to. And here's another grim reality of it. You got sometimes that noise come from the closest people around you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not to not to cause problems and whatever, right. But sometimes that noise comes from the closest people around you. Mm-hmm. So turn it off. Just turn it off for a day or two. Turn off the TV, turn off the Facebook, turn off everything around you. Mm-hmm. Just pray for discernment. Pray, fast about it. You know what I'm saying? And God will do it. I'm telling you, a sinner like me, I'm a witness. I'm telling you. You understand what I'm saying? A sinner like me.
I just want. I'm agreeing with you. I'm like me.
But I know God.
I'm not perfect.
Yeah, I know God, and God knows me. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I thank God for. He knows me. Mm-hmm. So you got to turn off all that noise to be able to listen to Him. And Keisha, just like Jabrina stated, now it might be for a fake and phony person, but still turn off all that other. Oh, don't do it. They don't like you anyway. If God say do it, doggone it, you better do what He say do. Period. Point blank. Because He gonna make sure that you be reciprocated for whatever it is that you do on His behalf. And don't do it just for attention. Do it because that's just you're being obedient. Do it because that's just who you are. I'm telling you.
If anybody is doing things for attention, you're gonna need some attention by the time you get to going through the hell you're gonna go through.
I'm trying to tell you. Because you ain't gonna benefit from taking advantage of that blessing. You won't benefit from it. You know what I'm saying?
You're not gonna benefit from you. It just doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. I'm sorry, y'all. It just don't work that way. You doing it for attention. You might well go ahead and be like, no.
Hey, some days, y'all, I'm gonna be honest now. Let me gonna be a little extra transparent.
Go ahead, tell us.
Turn it up some.
Right.
Hey, some days I be thinking like, man, listen. Okay, my niece on here, so I'm gonna throw something out there. Uh-huh. So she ended up getting a little card that come in the mail for the kids. They be giving the kids, so since COVID, they give them a little EBT card, right? So the card came. I was like, shucks, I need to use this card. Girl, listen, God spoke to me so fast. He said, if you don't call that girl, literally. And it wasn't that I was going to take it from her, but thoughts like that enter your mind.
Right.
So don't think just because you have a relationship to God that your life is going to be perfect, that the enemy doesn't come back to revisit you to try to tempt you with all type of foolishness. Look at her, she laughing. That's my niece right there. Foolishness.
You weren't supposed to call a niece out.
It's all right. She know. But I like to be honest, you know what I'm saying? So God could know that my heart has changed, you know what I'm saying? And I thank God for that, because days ain't gonna be easy. That pain from losing my mom, the me finding the progress, you know, being able to make progress for Hope Advancement Group to help other people, because like I said, I know how I feel to be without. I know how I feel to want those shoes as a child, and baby, I just don't have it right now. I'm sorry, mommy just don't have it. I know how I feel. You know what I'm saying? I know how I feel. I'll never forget one time I had a toothache. Girl, my tooth hurt so bad, but my mom had got into a really bad accident, like I said. Girl, I have nothing. My sisters wasn't around because I'm the youngest child. Girl, my tooth hurt so bad. And I just wish that I had some type of medicine. My mom didn't even have the strength to go get up and get it. So I know how that child may be feeling who don't really have that person right there to be there for them. Those are people that I want to help. Those are the people that even if they have the help, those are people that I want to make sure that I support, that I mentor, that I make sure that they understand what self-sufficiency is. You know what I'm saying? That recovering addict who knows that, it's still a struggle for them. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that they know that they have a circle of sisterhood that's willing to support them, to keep you going, and have that word to tell you some type of local resources where you could go to get some help. Whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? That guy who's looking for a job because he's trying his best to not be on child support. He want to take care of his kids. He just don't even know what to do because he just got out of jail probably about 5 years ago and can't find employment nowhere. These are people that hope is targeting, that hope wants
Amen.
to help, that hope wants to support. We
Amen.
want to support those people. Even on Facebook, we have the group called Let's Talk About It.
Mm-hmm.
That group came up by happenstance. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't planned. It was something that we just decided to do during COVID to make sure that we keep everyone connected, where we could laugh, we could talk, we debate. Sometimes we have debates. Sometimes we have some very unsavory conversations. Sometimes some of us are in rare forms making jokes about all type of different stuff. But that's what it's all about, just to make sure that you have that support. If you have a business, hey ladies, this person is a real estate, a realtor. If y'all need some type of if you're looking to buy a house, contact them. If you need to know about a loan, contact her.
Mm-hmm.
If you need somebody to coach you to birth that vision that God has given you, contact this person. Jabrina Speaks specifically. You know what I'm saying? If you that was a PSA right there. But you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, find that purpose and don't allow it to slip away just because you feel like you don't have the support, because you feel like it may not work or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because in pain, you will find that strength to progress, and you will be able to find that purpose that God has placed in your heart. If you don't know what that purpose is, just pray and ask God for it, because nobody want to be on this earth and live a life without meaning. You want your life to have a meaning, and you want that life to be meaningful in the sight of God, in the eyes of God. You know what I'm saying? And that's just that.
Amen. 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 I'm so glad. Again, this says a Facebook user right now, so I can't see who it is, but I know when I go back, I'll be able to see you. But I'm glad that you needed to hear this. I'm glad that we were able to share Mavis' story with you, so then you can be, so you can get what you need out of tonight. God has given me this vision to do the My Pain, My Progress, and My Purpose. And I am so grateful to have Mavis Hopper, the president and founder of Hope Advancement Group, in the chat box with me on tonight. I told Mavis, I said, listen, Mavis, it's going to be easy. It's just going to be like we're talking, and me and Mavis can talk for a very long time. As y'all can see, we've been on here a whole hour and 8 minutes and counting, and she probably had no idea we were on this long. But I'm grateful that each and every one of you that joined in tonight, you gave your feedback, that you stayed on, that you shared this. I think it was over 25 or 27 shares from tonight's video. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that we're able, that God has allowed me, Jabrina Speaks, to bring this platform to people around the world so you can hear real life stories. We all will someday share, whatever it is, a place of pain. But then tonight, Mavis shared with us that even through her pain and during her pain, that there was a progress that she had to proceed with, that she had to push through, that she had to get prepared for, that God had to use her, that painful place, to only birth the purpose that he has allowed her to birth, that she was able to birth hope through this, that he allowed her to have the mother that she had to pour into her as a little girl growing up, because it worked together for her good when she became an adult to birth the purpose that he has for her life.
Amen.
So I am grateful I'm listening to you and finally writing my book again. I don't know who that is.
Amen.
I'm super excited because
Me
I am an
too.
author myself. So
Yes, she
write
is.
the book, get it done. And again, once I kind of go back and I can kind of see all the Facebook users, I'll know who you are later. But I thank you for joining us in the chat box. I'm going to have Mavis share just a little bit more information. Perfect. Okay, Pootie. Okay, I got you. I am grateful. I'm going to have Mavis share a little bit more information. But again, this chat box, it is called the chat box. It is my pain, my progress, my purpose with myself, Jabrina Speaks, every first and third Thursdays at exactly 7:30 p.m. We don't know what will happen in the chat box. All we can do is allow God to be God. I'm going to ask that you save the date, February 3rd. I'm going to have another young lady on here by the name of Shaniqua James. She will be sharing her story with you ladies, with you ladies and gentlemen. I'm so used to dealing with ladies, I forget about my men, but I love y'all out there in this world. She will be on with me February 3rd. So when you see the flyer posted somewhere, I'm sure on social media, but if not, follow me. If you are not my friend, if you are not following Jabrina Speaks, follow me. I am always hosting different events. I do have a group called She Connects Inc. So if you would like to be a part of a sisterhood that doesn't charge you any money, but give
No,
you
that's
real
right.
authentic sisterhood, then join us in She Connects Inc. Mavis has been riding with me for quite some time. And so God has allowed me to birth multiple things, as she said. If you are looking for a business coach or a mentor or anything, I'm that girl as well. But I thank you for joining us with the amazing Mavis Harper, the president and founder of Hope Advancement Group. Mavis, I know someone had asked, how can they donate to your organization? Can you share that with the audience on tonight?
Yes, I can. Let me also tell y'all, if y'all need a notary, a mobile notary, anything like that, you let me know. If it's for your kids, physicals, or anything like that. If you're local in Miami, Broward County, you could come to me. I'll come to you. I don't worry about all them fees and all that type stuff. You know, you might catch a fee one day, but if you need any type of, I'm also a certified driving instructor. Yeah, I have a daytime job too, in Dade County, but I'm also a certified driving instructor. So that's another aspect of Hope, where we, help children get their driver's license so they could drive legal. I'm a notary, a mobile notary as well, remote online notary. If you can follow us on our Hope page, hopeadvancementgroup.org. And we also have 3 scholarships that we have for the 2022 graduates. It's for Miami Northwestern Senior High, Miami Norland Senior High, and Miami Carroll City. So if you know any high school seniors, the information is on Hope Advancement Group E. I did a collaboration with another organization, McKay's Catering, and we came up with 3 scholarships. So that way these kids can, have some finances, whether it's paying for books or whatever it is for school. But you can reach out to me through Hope Advancement Group Inc. Also, you can follow me on Facebook at Hope Advancement Group Inc. We're also on Instagram, Hope Advancement Group Inc. We accept Cash App, we accept Zelle. My telephone number is 954, and it goes directly to Hope Advancement Group Inc. You
So
can
this
visit
is
the
for
page.
Zelle. This is for
Yes,
Zelle,
Zelle
Mavis.
or at Cash App. Yes, both
Okay,
of them.
what's your number?
It's
Hold on,
954.
wait, because I'm typing it in the chat box as well. Cash App 954
668
668
4228.
4228. So for
Yes,
anybody that would like to give to this nonprofit organization, I'm sorry, Mavis, 954 668 4228.
that is correct.
If anybody would like to give to Hope, Hope Advancement Group, please make sure that you do that. You can actually do it right there. Mavis has given her information. You can Cash App or Zelle. And again, money goes for scholarships, for different things. It is not going to her pocket.
No.
So don't worry about it. You are not paying her bills.
Have a job for that.
Right. Listen, I know that she is a lady of her word, and she will make sure that whatever funding is given. One, you can get a receipt for it, but
Yep.
also you'll make sure that it is used the proper way. We want to make
Yes.
sure that we're giving to organizations that are going to serve the community and serve God's people. So again, Mavis, as we wrap up tonight, we're wrapping up tonight. Again, first and third Thursdays in the chat box. The next Thursday is February 3rd, I believe. That's a Thursday. That's the first Thursday in February. I'm going to have my dear friend, Miss Shaniqua James, in the building. But Mavis, to sum it all up tonight, your pain, your progress, your purpose, what could you tell the audience to sum up everything you said on tonight? What could you leave them with on tonight? If they didn't get anything else, they're going to check in and get this one.
Regardless to what you're going through, whether it's the death of a loved one, whether you've lost contact with your children because you're no longer communicating with them, whether you're going through a divorce, whether you've just lost your job, those some serious things right there. That's a lot of different types of pain. Don't give up. Don't give up. Connect with people who you know that are genuine, who can help you, who can speak life into you, who could support you, who could provide resources that you could benefit from. Stay genuine, pray, ask for discernment, and move forward. And make sure you just continue to ask God to allow you to hear him, and also know when to say no. You got to know that. That's really important to me. Know when to say no, but don't give up. That's it.
So listen, if you're still on, I'm going to ask that you write that in the comments. Don't give up, because somebody's going to come back and read it and they will be reminded not to give up. So if you are still on, I want you to, if that's going to be your last comment for tonight, I'm super cool with that. But we want to flood the comment section with the don't give up, so we can let people know that don't give up. Don't give up. Somebody needed to hear everything we said tonight, but then somebody only needed to hear those last 3 words.
Yeah, don't give up.
Was don't give up. For the person that is sitting where they are, trying to figure out, should I go left or should I go right? What's next on my list? Tonight, we're only here to remind you, Mavis' last 3 words, we don't know because she may give us something else, but the last 3 words that she said was don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't give up. If you're seeking any kind of help, you can reach out to Mavis. She has a lot of different resources that she can give you. You can reach out to me as well, because me and Mavis work hand in hand together when it comes to anything. So if I don't have it, she have it. If she don't have it, I have it. But we'll make sure we can help you if we can. We'll make sure we do that. But again, the last 3 things Mavis said, and she said a lot of things on tonight.
But don't give up.
If you are sitting in a place by yourself and tears may be rolling down your eyes and you are trying to see God, you're asking him, I don't know what else to do. If the last things you read tonight are the 3 words that somebody in this chat box wrote, don't give up.
Don't give up. It's too easy. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't give up in this season. And it's so funny, Mavis, you left with those last 3 words, because I know what I feel in my spirit right now. Because there's somebody that's watching, or either will go back and watch, and they want to give up.
Yeah.
They don't want to they don't want to do the entrepreneurship no more. They don't want to do they don't want to do nothing.
They don't want to do nothing.
But tonight, we remind them together not to give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Please. It's too easy. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Mavis.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank my family. I see some of my nieces and close friends from Atlanta, and nieces and here. I thank you all for joining in. Thank you all for sharing. I thank you, Jabrina, for having me for listening to God and asking him, as he told you to have me on here. I was supposed to be on here a couple of weeks ago, but it was my birthday and I didn't know what. Anyway, that's another story. But I thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it. I pray that you continue to live in your purpose, and may you receive the support that you need to elevate to that next level. And don't you give up either. Okay. It's too easy. It's too easy to give up. It's too easy to not have, especially when you don't have no money, when that person walked out on you, when you don't have the support from family, when you don't have no one telling you, I love you, I believe in you, you can do this. It's easy to give up, but don't do it. Some of my biggest supporters haven't even been family. You understand? Not that my family don't support me, but I'm just saying some of my biggest supporters have not been family. And it has nothing to do with hope, whether it was just words of encouragement to keep me sound, to keep my head right. God has just really sent the right people in my life at the right time. And he'll do the same for every last one of you. I'm a real big crybaby, and I commend myself. Got to take off my glasses.
Right. Yeah, you both. When you were speaking to me, I'm like,
I had a lot of chills. I had a lot of chills from
you know what? After you said don't give up, Mavis,
yeah,
instantly that hit my spirit. Because I know what I feel, and I did have chills. And I can see you trying to hold back the tears in a sense.
Yeah.
Because God didn't give you those 3 words just to give you those 3 words. But it was a reason he gave you those words. So instantly you trying to hold it back, but I'm trying to hold it back because I know, like, God, somebody is saying, I don't want to do this no more.
They're saying I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't know how these bills gonna get paid. My kids hungry. I need college money. I need a job. I want somebody to just love me for a change. Don't give up.
Don't give up. Don't give up. Keisha, don't you worry about it. I'm not, Keisha, don't you worry about it. I am actually in the process of planning a retreat. So if you are following me on social media, you will you'll see the information soon. But I have been working behind the scenes on that, and don't worry. If it ain't by the end of 2022, I promise you it will definitely be 2023. It's supposed to be in the middle of 2022, but I'm working on that. And I know somebody said God timing is perfect. Yes. When you mentioned about switching your days. And it's funny that they wrote that because that's what I heard, that we thought you were supposed to come on your birthday night, but it wasn't the actual birthday night, but the celebration of your birthday. But God knew that everybody that needed to hear you would be on here tonight. They might not have heard you when you would have spoke on the previous night. So I'm glad that God's timing is perfect timing for all of us. So again, we won't hold you any longer.
And y'all, even if you listen, it ain't never about no money. If you just need to text me, hey Mavis, I was on Jabrina on the chat box. And I just wanted to reach out to you just to talk. You're more than welcome to. I don't mind. I'm always up. Anybody on here know me. I'm always up. I be waking people up out they sleep. So I'm always up. You can always reach out if you just want to talk to me, if you want to pray together, if you want to laugh together, because I'm a big jokester too. And sometimes my jokes be a little off the wall, but still, I'm a jokester as well. I like to keep people laughing, you know what I'm saying? Because there's so many things that we can frown and smile about. So I like to keep people laughing. But you could call me if you need to just call or chat. I'm here, and I know the same thing for Miss Jabrina as well, because I've called her on several occasions for whatever it may be. I done sat to her house, and I think I done cried before too one time. So I'm also doing a clothing collection, but I'm gonna post that. I'm doing a clothing drive for the Cancer Association. So, but I'll post it. But I thank you, Jabrina, for having me. I thank you all, ladies, for staying up almost 9 o'clock for all you sleepy heads. I thank you all for staying up and joining us and listening to my testimony and my words of encouragement. It means a lot to me, and whatever I can do to give back in return, I'm there. Just don't give up and keep hope alive.
Right. Y'all see the shirt? Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive. Again, Mavis Hopper in the chat box with me. My name is Jabrina Speaks. I am on all social media platforms, from Instagram to TikTok to YouTube, and even right here on Facebook. So follow me, stay connected with me. When you follow me, you'll see a lot of the different things that I do. And again, Mavis, I thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining me in the chat box on tonight. I would not hold you guys any longer. We
Yeah.
want you to have an amazing night. I thank y'all. I truly do. You guys made this talk show easy for me because it's interactive. You ladies and gentlemen are sharing your comments with us. So I thank you. I thank you for staying on, for the ones that stayed on the whole time or the ones that came in and out.
Yes.
But I
Thank you all.
appreciate each and every one of you. Go ahead and mark your calendars for the first Thursday in February. Again, February 3rd at exactly 7:30 p.m. We'll be back right here in the chat box, back on my page on YouTube and on Facebook. Jabrina Speaks. Follow me. Reach out to me if you need anything. But we thank you, and we love each and every one of you for
Yes.
joining us tonight. You have an amazing night. We love you guys. And remember, out of the words of Mavis Hoppermouth, the president and founder of Hope Advancement Group, don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't
Yes.
give up. Good
Amen.
night, everybody.
Good night, you all. Good night, Sabrina.
Good night, everybody.